welcome back to our channel. Home is where our heart is. Today I'm out in this beautiful rainy woodland. It's humid and the bright, brilliant blackberries are blooming. So today I thought I'd celebrate everything to do with the bramble bush. There's probably not a corner of this bright, big, blue, beautiful planet that we all live on that isn't blessed with a bramble bush, and its origins can't be traced because the blackberries, the bramble bush, has been with us on this planet as far back in time as we can see. So today, let's celebrate everything to do with the bramble bush's facts, folklore, uses and history. So let's start with its name. How did a bramble bush end up becoming called a bramble bush? Well, the word bramble comes from the Anglo-Saxon word brom, which means shrubby, and the bramble's Latin name is Rubus fruticosus, and rubus means red, and fruticosus means shrubby, a thorny shrub. And the blackberry, the most famous part of the bramble, that name simply comes about because our ancestors looked at this delicious fruit and said, I shall call it a blackberry. Now, the bramble is in the Rosaceae family, so that means this magnificent fruity bramble bush is actually related to the world famous rose. Now, something I find really interesting about the bramble bush, the blackberry, is its origins are unknown. It's been on Earth for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, so we have no idea where it came from. The blackberry bush and bramble bush, its origins are a mystery, and there's probably not a corner of Earth that isn't blessed with a blackberry bush. So these bramble bushes, blackberry bushes, whatever you like to call them, cover the globe, and there's more than 375 different species of bramble, and every single one gives us the delicious blackberry. But did you know that every single one of them blackberries tastes a little bit different? So you might find yourself out blackberry picking and you'll pick a blackberry just like that one, and that one tasted a bit naff, whereas these ones tasted delicious. So move around your woodlands or wherever you're collecting your blackberries, and you can actually find better tasting blackberry bushes that are more for your taste. Now, the bramble bush is a super aggressive plant that can move around the forests and the woodlands and just take over. You see these branches, when they grow, if you watch them in a time lapse, they go like this because they're searching for things to grab onto, almost like a monster with tentacles, and its hooks are curved round so it can grab things and crawl and pull up around trees and whatever it needs to. When it crawls along the ground, these branches also, when they touch the floor, they bury in and it lays roots, and then it grows out again, ever expanding and taking over just like a conquering beast. And then once it hits 4 to 5 years old and it's settled in and comfy, it starts to develop them beautiful, health nourishing blackberries. And the blackberry bush itself can live for around 15 to 20 years once it's established. So when it comes to the nutritional value of blackberries, these fruits are an absolute miracle wealth of health boosting nutrients. Because did you know that the blackberry is one of the most antioxidant rich fruits in the entire world? It's packed full of vitamins A, C, E and K, as well as vitamins B1, B2, B3 and B6, and it's also full of calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium and zinc. They're a great source of amino acids and essential dietary fiber, and they don't contain any harmful cholesterol. And it's not just the fruit of the blackberry that's good for you, it's the seeds too. The seeds contain oil that's rich in omegas 3 and 6, as well as protein and many other nutrients too. Can you believe that all that goodness is packed within this incredible little blackberry? So next time you're out collecting blackberries, feel good and confident that what you're eating is actually incredibly good for you. So not only is the bramble bush's fruits, the blackberries, extremely nutritious, the entire blackberry bush, the bramble bush, is also medicinal too, and its uses in herbalism can be traced back for thousands and thousands of years. Because firstly, of course, the berries are just a great health boosting fruit that provides so much goodness for your body. But then the leaves and bark and roots contain something what's called tannins, and these make this plant astringent. If you mix the berries and the leaves together, you can make a good old-fashioned cold medicine. Infuse this with vinegar and it helps give the body that powerful nutritional boost to help you get over them colds and fevers. These infusions can also relieve upset stomachs, and you can use this also as a mouthwash, and it helps strengthen unhealthy gums, and it also helps to heal and soothe mouth ulcers. Now, the way our ancestors would use the bramble bush in herbalism was pretty simple, because of course these berries, they'd use them just as a health boosting tonic because they're rich in vitamins and minerals and all that good stuff that's great for our health. And then it's the tannins that are packed within the leaves and the bark and the roots of the bramble bush. So they'd use the leaves just to soothe mild upset stomachs and make a mild mouthwash. But the lower in the bramble bush you go, the stronger the medicine gets. And then when you get all the way down to the roots, that's where the richest part of the bramble bush is. It's packed full of tannins, that astringent medicine. Now traditionally they'd harvest the roots, and that's where they'd get all their bramble medicine. Now, of course, one of the most important things about blackberries, the bramble bush, is its value to wildlife. The bramble bush is an extremely vital and valuable food source for wildlife, and here in the UK, over 150 different insects actually rely on the bramble bush for food. How incredible is that? 150 different types of insects come to the bramble bush and get their dinner. Now, as well as insects, birds, mice, all the wild animals love to enjoy a nice healthy blackberry, and it provides shelter. It's just an incredibly valuable plant for wildlife. Now, there's an interesting thing that some people believe about the bramble bush, and this potentially falls into the mythology and folklore section of the video, but perhaps they have a good point, because many people believe that this plant is actually a carnivorous plant, and that means that this bramble bush intentionally kills and eats animals. And mainly the people that believe this are the keepers of sheep, such as shepherds. Now, shepherds lose loads of sheep every year that die because they get tangled up in the bramble bush. They believe that when someone such as a sheep enters to grab and eat a delicious blackberry, that the bramble bush is actually designed to intentionally hook and tangle you up so you get caught and ultimately die, and then the bramble bush can consume and absorb the nutrients for years to come. Now, the reason they think this is because if you look at another plant such as the gorse plant and look at its thorns are directly, they're straight for defense. So when you walk past the gorse, you go, ow! It prickles you and you walk away. Whereas when you walk past the blackberry bush, it catches you and holds onto you and wants to take you away. So what do you believe? Do you believe that the bramble's thorns have just evolved to help crawl and pull itself around its environment, or do you think that these thorns perhaps have a more sinister intention? And now for my favourite part of the video, the mythology and folklore that surrounds the bramble bush. Now, because the bramble bush has been with us for thousands and thousands of years, ever since as far back as we can look in time, of course, it is absolutely rich in mythology and folklore, because once upon a time it was believed that if you were sick, then you would pass the sick person through an archway made of brambles several times a day, and this was said to heal the person of their diseases. Now it was also said that if you could drag your downed cow, a downed cow is a sick and poorly cow that's lied down and it's gonna die, and if you can drag this cow also through the archway you've made of brambles, then this will heal your cow. Now I'm sure people went to great efforts to drag their sickly cows through these bramble archways. But most popularly and the most famous mythology that surrounds the bramble is that you should never eat a blackberry after Michaelmas Day. Now what is Michaelmas Day, I hear you say? Well, Michaelmas Day is the day that the devil, Satan, Lucifer himself, was cast out of heaven. When the devil was cast out of heaven, he fell from the sky all the way to earth, crash, and landed crashing in a big, sharp, thorny bramble bush. In pain and in rage at the bramble bush, the devil cursed it. I curse you, bramble bush. Every year from this day I shall come back and curse all blackberry bushes, making them disgusting and vile after Michaelmas Day. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our video celebrating everything to do with the bramble bush. We've looked into its facts, folklore and history. I even climbed the tree dressed as the devil in the middle of the woods on my own and jumped out the tree into a bramble bush. Now, if you'd like to help our channel grow so we can reach more people to spread the bramble knowledge far and wide, then don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and ring the notifications bell so that you get notifications whenever we upload a video. And if you could share this video to your social medias, that would be awesome. And if you're interested in supporting this channel further, then consider joining our Patreon. Now let's finish this bramble celebration on the symbolism of the bramble. Now in all the books there's so much different symbolism because the bramble has been with us for so many years, so I thought we could just create our own for the end of this video. Be strong and resilient like the bramble. Don't be afraid to grow and put down roots, but always give more than you take and be generous along the way. See you all next time. Peace.